Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Adonis podcast. We got a lot of topics to talk about in a short amount of time. We are now in the second week of 2026. To start things off, this is how my day went yesterday. So, yesterday morning, I was leaving the house for work and going down College Avenue, passing the Theta Chi house. I assumed they were doing some work on one of the frat houses because there was like this big machinery blocking off one of the lanes. And there were two guys standing around on the road. So I'm going down the street and one of the crackheads starts walking towards me. I'm like, the fuck are these people doing standing in the road? So I switch lanes. I have to switch lanes anyway because of the big piece of machinery blocking off the right lane. So then the other guy comes up to me with his arms out, all pissed off. So it's like, alright, so I could either switch lanes and hit the machine, or I could keep going and hit him. So I start to slow down. I'm very irritated, and I take off one of my headphones. I'm like, the fuck do you want? And he's like, you can keep going. I'm like, the fuck did this guy stop me for then? As I'm driving away, he then starts screaming at me. He's like, you don't see the giant fucking tree that's about to come down? No, I didn't. You know, when you're going to do work that can put others in danger or can impede traffic, you're legally required to put up hazard signs, road close signs, traffic codes, something to let people know that there's work in progress that need to find another route. When have you ever seen construction guys do construction in the middle of the road without closing off the road? It's required by law for their safety and also yours. So here's what I see when I'm going down the road. I see the tree that's been there for years. I see a giant piece of equipment in the middle of the road. I have no idea what it is or why it's there. And I see two crackheads standing around waiting to get killed. I guess they were suicidal because I wasn't the only one. There were people in front of me and there were people behind me also wondering what the fuck was going on. And then this guy goes upset. He's like, oh, you don't see the big tree that's about to come down? No, I see some crackhead who's suicidal and is waiting to get hit by a fucking car and is a fucking dumbass. You know, if that tree does come down and kill somebody, your tree cutting company is gonna be sued into the fucking ground. And of course, these are the type of guys to go home for dinner and beat their wives and be like, oh, I'm a big, strong man. I work all day in the hot sun and I lift trees for a living. I'm big and strong. I'm better than everybody. These stupid ass college kids don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know how to use their fucking eyes. Buddy, you're basically the Hulk, okay? You got a lot of muscle and zero brain cells whatsoever. You're the fucking Hulk. A bunch of muscle, no clue how to fucking use it. Next time you're doing any kind of work that's going to obscure traffic or possibly endanger others, follow the fucking law, put up traffic cones, put up the road closed, men working, all the required signs. I don't know what's required for tree cutting because I'm not a tree cutter, but look it up. Instead of doing what you're not supposed to do, because let me tell you something. There's people obscuring traffic every single fucking day. You know, one of the most frustrating things is when I'm going down Madison Street and there's people, the Ubers fucking stop in the middle of the road and impede all traffic. Like, bitch, there's literally parking spaces. There are places you can go to where you can pull over to drop off or pick people up. But no, these fuckers stop in the middle of the fucking road and block off all traffic. And then if that's not bad enough, there's girls walking in the street. There's people crossing the street where there's a crosswalk right fucking there. It aggravates me all the time. You know, people really try to convince me, oh, girls aren't stupid. Oh, girls are the same. You know, you really need to stop being less sexist. Let me tell you something. I know a lot about women and how they act because I used to spend too much time around women. And I can tell you for a fact they're all the fucking same, and they all are as dumb as dirt. I'll be cruising down Madison Street, and some bitch is just casually walking in the road, not crossing the road, no, just walking in the road. And I'll go around her and I'll yell at her like, the sidewalk's on your right, bitch. Like, there's no one even fucking on the sidewalk. You're just walking around by yourself with your booty cheeks out at 2 o'clock in the morning, just waiting for a rapist to come and snatch you for his human trafficking ring. And then I'll yell at her and be like, can you get out of the fucking road and move to the fucking sidewalk, which is like 2 inches to your right? And then she gets mad at me. I'm like, all right then, bitch, next time I'll just hit your ass then. You know, you might end up in the hospital, but you know what? I think you would rather spend the night in the hospital than spend the rest of your life in a human sex trafficking ring, which is where you're gonna end up when you're walking around drunk in your booty shorts at 2 o'clock in the morning. I just saved your life, bitch. You should thank me. The other thing I want to talk about really quick is the whole irony of the Jonathan Dean case, okay? So, for starters, every man knows this. You can't go around talking shit to another man without getting punched in the face. You can't go around spreading gossip and spreading lies and running your mouth for absolutely no fucking reason, or someone is going to clock you. As a man, you don't go around spreading rumors and gossiping about anyone. You leave that shit to the bitches. That's a bitch's job. And most niggers will not do what I do, which is hop on the podcast and expose the truth and come at my enemies with evidence. Most niggers will just fucking hit you. They'll just track you down and they'll beat you up. You know, Jonathan Dean went around this entire city and shit talked me to anyone who would listen, making up complete lies, even going as far as to state that I'm potentially a serial killer. Now, I'm actually very sane, contrary to his belief, which is why instead of tracking him down and beating him up, I just made a podcast about it, and I basically talk shit back to him, except unlike him, see, I'm not a coward. I will sit in front of a camera, and I will call you out by name, and I will tag you in my posts, so you know for a fact that Adonis Ortiz has a problem with you, Adonis Ortiz has shit to say about you, Adonis Ortiz is talking shit about you. But what Jonathan does is he acts like a little girl, he hides behind gossip, is afraid to gossip about me, and then when I finally expose him, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do any of that, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's a fucking coward. Real men don't talk shit behind your back. Real men talk shit to your face. It's honor. It's respect. Only cowards hide behind gossip and deny shit that they, in fact, have actually done. You try that shit on a nigger, go ahead and try that shit on what Jonathan Dean did to me. Try that shit on some black hoodlum ghetto-ass nigger. They're definitely not gonna hop online or hop on a podcast and talk about the rumors. You know what they'll do? They'll do a drive-by your house and they'll shoot you up. They'll leave you with 12 bullet holes in your chest and 1 in your fucking skull. They don't care about the fucking cops. They're already on the run from the cops every day anyway. What's a few more bullet holes gonna do to their record? So I talk shit about Jonathan Dean publicly. Then he shows up to my job and threatens me. So number one, he was proving my claim that he is out of control and has no control over his anger and his temper. Number two, he's proved that he's actually the insane one while claiming that I'm the one that's insane. Number three, so let me get this right. You can talk shit to me all you want, but the minute you face repercussions, the minute I start talking shit back, you pussy out. Now you want to act like a pussy? Now you got to show up to the job and embarrass yourself in front of a whole fucking parking lot because you're just showing up out of nowhere threatening to knock my teeth out over shit that I didn't even fucking say? Now this is what's so ironic about the whole situation. There are now 2 whole podcast episodes talking shit about Jonathan Dean. There's basically a Mount Everest of Jonathan Dean dog shit. There are videos on Instagram. There are posts on Instagram. Countless posts and videos. But instead of attacking me for anything that I actually said about him, he decides to attack me about shit that I didn't even talk about. Like, oh, you keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Calm down, Will Smith. I didn't say anything bad about your wife. I did mention her. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. I did mention that she follows me, which I thought was weird considering that you and I have problems. I did also mention that I don't particularly have a problem with her, but I try to stay away from her for the sake of avoiding you. But as far as his wife and I actually having a problem, me and his wife having personal beef, no, there's none of that. I could pass her on the side of the road. If she said hi to me, I'd say hi back to her, no problem. I don't have an issue with her. I just avoid her because of who she chose to marry. And then he gets on Instagram and starts texting me threats and insinuating violence. And he keeps saying shit that I never said. He's like, oh, you said you were going to bring your fairy gloves. And no, the fuck I didn't. You're the one who's saying that I said this. I never did any of that. Like, could you honestly imagine me hopping in front of here, talking to a camera, and saying, hey guys, check out my fairy gloves. Yeah, I'm gonna use these to go around and beat people up. Like, could you possibly imagine? Like, mind you, like, the screenshots that I showed people of our conversation where Jonathan was like, oh, you said this, and you said that, and you said the other. People were reading it, and they're like, that sounds nothing like you. I'm like, yeah, because that's not me talking. That's him talking. That's him being a fucking dumbass. Like, here's the thing. Jonathan is in his 30s. He's at least in his mid-30s. And he lives all the way in Southwood, which is approximately 20 minutes away from where I live. I live about a block away from Doak Campbell Stadium. I can literally see the stadium from my bedroom window. Alright, me and Jonathan are none of the same age group. We're none of the same friend group. We don't hang out at the same places. There's genuinely no reason for us to be fighting. There's genuinely no reason for us to be having all this beef. And you know, if you want to hate me, that's fine. This is America. You can hate whoever the fuck you want to. And I typically ignore people who hate me or who spread rumors about me. But Jonathan has been doing this for years, honestly. He's been doing this since I was 19. And I'm now 22. And he's still doing the same shit. And he makes it personal by trying to infiltrate my friend group, by trying to go after people that he knows I hang out with. This man literally takes time out of his life to figure out who my friends are and then contacts them and feeds them the same bullshit story. Hey, I'm worried about Adonis. You know, he's been acting kind of psycho. How the fuck would you know? We haven't hung out in like 3 fucking years. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about him. I'm a bit concerned for his mental health. You know, I think he might be a potential serial killer. Dude, just fuck off. Just fuck off. Who sounds more mental to you? Someone like myself, who has his own podcast and gets on the podcast to state his opinions about a variety of different topics? Or a man in his 30s acting like a high school freshman, literally pulling up to my place of work to threaten me over something that I never even fucking said, and then he takes off like a coward. Like, I even told him in one text, go ahead and clip everything that you're saying that I have said and send it to me. Because it's not like any of the shit that I'm saying about him is private. I'm literally sitting in front of a camera and then posting it on the internet. And I know what I've said and I know what I haven't said. I'm not an old fuck. I don't have short-term memory loss and I don't have long-term memory loss. I know what I've said and I know what I have not said. So for him to say, you said this, you said that, and I never fucking said it, I could easily prove I never said it. We could watch the fucking podcast episode. We can watch all the videos that Jonathan Dean is tagged in. And then you can point out where I said, oh, I'm going to bring my fairy gloves and I'm going to beat you up. At this point, I'm honestly convinced that someone is paying Dean to be as stupid as possible. Because then he brought money into the conversation for some fucking reason. I don't know why we're now arguing about who's richer than who. But he starts bragging about how I'm in New Orleans, I'm in a hotel, I'm better than you because I have more money than you. Alright, well, for a while he sold everyone this ideology that he was a self-made man with his own construction business and his own Ghost Pro business where he rented out equipment to nightclubs, and now his own podcast that he doesn't fucking promote. But let's be honest, rich people don't have time to beef with 20-year-olds because they're too busy making money. They're too busy finding ways to make more money. They're too busy making sure the next scam artist doesn't steal their money. They don't have fucking time to fight with people over nonsense. So maybe there's some puppet master pulling the strings behind all of this who's paying off Jonathan Dean to be stupid, and he's saying, the more retarded you act today, the more money I'll give you. So I screenshotted the whole conversation and posted it all online. I haven't heard a peep from Jonathan Dean since I posted that conversation. He said he wanted to fight last Friday. That was a whole fucking week ago. He literally said he wanted to meet up and fight. I haven't heard a peep from him. Haven't heard shit from him. Haven't seen him. Haven't nothing. He's gone silent as a mouse. Looks like I've put another enemy in his place again. The fact that he is 30 years old and doing this shit is amazing to me. There is something seriously fucking wrong with that guy. There is something wrong with that guy. But I'm happy for the switch up because, for the most part, the people that I fight are dumb women. And that honestly gets kind of boring because women are very easy to defeat. I don't usually fight guys. Most guys that I fight with don't act like Dean. Most guys that I fight with, we get into an argument over a reasonable cause, over shit that actually happened or shit that was actually said. And then after we hash it out, we're fine. When we go out and we get a drink, we're fine. That's how guys are. We don't hold on to unnecessary grudges. It's women who hold on to shit, and then 3 years later, they're still holding on to the same bullshit from years prior that wasn't even your fucking fault. Like, mind you, most guys that listen to my podcast, a lot of them won't admit it because they don't want to get the hate that I get. But a lot of guys have told me in confidence that they agree with just about everything that I'm saying. They think that my racism jokes are funny. They think that they like my honesty, and they especially agree with the shit that I say about women. Women who pretend like they want you, but then they don't. Women who turn sex into a fucking mind game. Women who leave you undelivered for days, but they post all over social media. They even watch your story. They throw it in their face if they're ignoring you. And then when you happen to run into them, oh, sorry, I was busy. I haven't been on my phone. Meanwhile, she's actively holding her phone on her hand, posting another Instagram story while she's talking to you. Women doing whatever the fuck they want to and getting away with it just because they're girls and taking no accountability. Women acting like children. Listen, a friend of mine was showing me a video the other day of some bitches at Sunstop, and they were basically taking pictures with random guys for no fucking reason with their tongues out. And they're doing this little flickering motion with their tongue and dancing around even though there was no music playing. And I was watching the video and I said to my friend, I'm like, Now compare that to the actions of a fucking 2-year-old. It's exactly the same. Society has tried so hard to convince us that women mature faster than men do. Well, maybe physically, yeah. Maybe a girl grows her tits out at 12 and a guy doesn't get hair on his balls until he's fucking 20. But if you're talking about it as far as like emotional intelligence aspect, fuck no, dude. Girls are not mature at all. Girls stay mentally toddlers for life. I mean, what's the difference between a girl doing something that's clearly her fault and then she whines that it's your fault, I'm gonna play the victim here, it's not my fault, I'm not at fault for anything ever. Now, what's the difference between that versus your sibling hitting you, you hit your sibling back, and then your sibling goes and whines to your mother that you're beating him up, even though your sibling is the one who started all of this? Like, it's the same thing, dude. Like, you compare the behavior patterns of a woman to that of a child, and it is literally the exact same fucking thing. And women are so hypocritical. Like, women say, oh, I hate men are trash, and all men are trash. I don't want to ever see a guy again. I don't want to see any guys out of my outing. Okay. Meanwhile, they're dressed at practically nothing, going to the club where they know there's going to be a lot of guys, dressed in a way that attracts men. And then it's so hypocritical how they keep saying that, like, all men are trash. I'm like, well, yeah, because you are what you attract. Like, you're going out here dressed like a total slut. Do you think the good Christian man who wants to settle down and have a family, who has a career going for him, who's focused on the right track in life and treats others with respect, do you honestly think he's wasting his time going to nightclubs talking to hoes? And then when you do by chance meet a man, say you finally go to church, and you meet a family-oriented man with a good steady income, with his head screwed on right, and you like him, guess what? He's not going to like you because he can see right through you. He knows you're getting dicked down every day of the week. He doesn't want that to be the future mother of his children. All these guys in the clubs, they're just looking for temporary fun. They're just looking for one bitch to fuck, then dump her and on to the next bitch. They're trying to set a record for a body count so they can brag about their body count, even though you could just make one up because people aren't watching you have sex. They're trying to, like, break their own personal record of how many bitches they can get because for some fucking reason guys seem to think that the more of a simp they are, the higher their body count is, the more women they can sleep with, the more manlier they are. Men who are serious about dating, men who are looking for a long-term relationship, they're not hanging out at the clubs. They're not going to the pool staring at other whores. They're not going to be in the location that these whores are hanging out in. I'm a no bullshit person. Someone said this to me perfectly. Because a lot of people like to say that I'm an asshole. And this one guy I was talking to, he's listened to my podcast, that he said, I don't think you're necessarily an asshole. I think you just don't put up with bullshit. And that's exactly what I did in the whole thing regarding women. And it's ironic to me how, like, women say that they don't like guys and they don't want to talk to guys, yet they keep talking to guys. I'm over here telling y'all that I don't want to talk to women, and I haven't spoken to women, and I can't even remember how long. Matter of fact, anytime a girl comes up to me and shows any interest, I probably literally tell her to fuck off. I've got countless girls blocked on my fucking Instagram. Who's that one OnlyFans chick that goes to LSU? Abigail Lutz. This hoe is so bad, even Livy Dunn can't fucking stand her. But this bitch got arrested because she decided to flash her tits in a public football stadium. And then some simp bailed her out, took her home, and fucked her. So this was all over the news. Well, it's technically the Instagram feed, but see, us young people, we get our news from, like, social media, from, like, Twitter and Instagram, whereas old people get fake news, outdated news from, like, Fox News, CNN, BBC, all those boring-ass channels. So our Instagram feed and our Twitter feed is basically our parents' version of what they call the news. So for argument's sake, Abigail Lutz got all over the news, and it went viral, and everyone was talking about it, and people were slut-shaming her, which was actually making her proud. Like, see, here's the thing, some girls honestly love to be slut-shamed. I guess because it was a trending topic, her videos started showing up all over my feed. And I don't mean videos about her, I mean videos from her, like her actual account, started showing up all over my feed. And I would scroll past, and then another one would pop up. I'd scroll past, another one would pop up. So I hit the block button. Abigail Lutz is now on my block list. Fuck that hoe. I don't need to see that shit. So yeah, I think it's so hypocritical how women say, oh, I don't want a guy, yet they talk to every guy on the planet. And I say I don't got time for girls, and I quite literally tell them to fuck off left and right. You know, I remember, like, right before, like, back to that whole no bullshit mentality, I was talking to someone, and he was like, well, with women, he's like, you know, you gotta try to understand them. Honestly, best quote I ever received from someone, he said, never try to understand the female mind. It will confuse you, and you will drive yourself mentally insane. And not the same guy that I'm talking about. This guy that I'm talking about right now, he was talking about how talking to women is basically like a game, and, you know, they like to play games, and he's like, you know, you just gotta play the game, and, you know, it's a bit confusing, and I'm like, I got an easier solution. I'm not gonna talk to women anymore. And he looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, wait, what? I'm like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm done. Like, I'm not going through this fucking loophole of meeting a girl, and she pretends to be interested, and then she'll talk to me for a little bit. She'll text back and forth while she's texting 400 other guys, and then one day just pop out of nowhere. Just leave me unread, leave me undelivered, unfollowed, unadd, whatever. Playing fucking mind games. Like, see, here's the thing. Women can't fight physically, so they try to fight you emotionally. They try to play with your emotions. And it honestly astounds me whenever guys let girls play with their emotions, because women are fucking children. Are you saying you're letting a fucking child play with your emotions? Like, anytime a guy starts whining, oh, she broke my heart, oh, she played me, oh, you're a fucking faggot. Okay. Don't talk to me again. Like, until the day where I actually find a girl who shows me that she's no bullshit, she's not talking to 400 other dudes, she's got her head screwed on straight, she's not an immodest cunt, and she's actually a genuinely good person whose morals align with mine, and is also attractive, I'm done with this whole talking to women thing. I'm done. Like that guy said, I've got a no bullshit mentality. And women are bullshit. Women are nothing but bullshit. And I ain't got time for that bullshit. You know, a lot of guys listen to my podcast, you know, something that I talk about a lot is the algorithm. If you look at my algorithm, it's like Andrew Tate and other podcasters I follow, motivational stuff. Shit that's actually worth one's time. So many people on here just watch bullshit skits, they doom scroll, they watch Mr. Beast games and believe that it's 100% not rigged. And, you know, I have so many guys tell me, they're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm trying not to simp, but, you know, these girls, they keep hitting my feed. They're like, I don't know why. He's like, I don't follow them. I don't like their content. It's because you watch it, dude. Instagram pays attention to what videos you show no interest in and scroll right past, and which videos catch your eye, and you stay and watch more of them. Like, let's look at my feed really quick. I'm going to open my Instagram. Alright, so I'm gonna open up Instagram. Let's see what the first thing pops up. It is, what's that? It's a post by the White House about ICE officers. Which makes sense because I'm very into politics, so it makes sense that this would hit my feed. Let's see, I've got a Trump post, that makes sense. Alpha advice, it says, be comfortable being the villain. Majority of these low self-esteem parasites are depending on you being scared of being perceived negatively. You should never give a fuck, never be afraid to shine in the dark. Yeah. Let's go to Reels really quick.
Is someone that's worked with the FBI
Marlon Gaines.
many different cases. I will tell you guys right now, they're the worst agency to work with. They never share information. I'll never get this shit. I was doing like a Hawala money case with Secret Service and FBI.
Let's see, another ice pose. Sure, what's this? Sure, bro, keep calling everything a scam just to be average and go to college. Yep. You open your Instagram feed, and the very first thing you see is a hoe twerking. It's because you're a fucking simp. You can deny it all you want to, but you are a simp. Now, moving on to the subject of politics, Donald Trump just captured President Maduro of Venezuela. Honestly, not really a president. This guy's been in power for over 12 years and was quite literally a dictator. Definitely not how I expected the new year to start off. This happened on the morning of like January 3rd, I think. And I remember waking up and seeing it all over the news. And honestly, I was just astounded. I was just like looking at the screen like, what the fuck is going on? So basically, the military did what they could never do under the Biden administration. They pulled up to Venezuela in their choppers, blasting, I think it was Fetty Wap or one of those nigger rappers. Casually took out a bunch of soldiers, captured the president, and put him in the same prison with Diddy and Luigi and basically the Arkham Asylum of America. And now Trump's bragging about it all over the internet. Like, I am so in love with American politics in today's day and age. Like, everything is so serious, but also unserious at the same time. Like, they're getting shit done. Like, Trump, matter of fact, I think he posted something today about the wins. Like, Trump is now actively working to make the American dream affordable again, because the American dream typically is, you grow up, you meet a nice lady, you buy a house, you settle down, you have kids. Nowadays, people aren't buying houses because they're fucking poor. The inflation's at an all-time high, gas prices are at an all-time high, the economy sucks, people can't afford their own groceries, people can't afford their own rent, they can barely afford to rent out a studio apartment, let alone settle down and have kids and buy a house. But Trump is, keep in mind, during Trump's first presidential term back in 2016, it was literally the best the American economy has ever been. And now Trump is fixing the economy again, starting off by fixing the prices of shit. He's now made it illegal for credit card companies to have a 25% or 30% interest rate, which is because it's completely unreasonable. And yeah, we're basically gonna have the American dream back again, where hopefully, when we get older, we can grow up to have steady jobs and steady incomes, and we can buy a house instead of living on the streets or living in a small studio apartment and barely even being able to afford our groceries for the week. Now, a lot of this comes from scams like health insurance, credit cards. Health insurance is such bullshit. Like, someone was telling a story today on Instagram. Basically, a dad, his daughter broke her leg. And I don't remember the examples directly. I don't remember the exact examples, but basically during one of her hospital visits, he owed the hospital $200. Now that's never happening nowadays. Nowadays, each doctor visit is like at least $1,000. But he owed them $200. The insurance company covered $100. So the dad had to cover the other $100. The dad pays $560 a month for health insurance. And you're telling me health insurance is not a fucking scam? Listen, almost a year ago now, because this happened last January. I got into a crash and I had to go into the hospital. Nothing was broken, it was just a lot of blood. I skinned my entire arm. So the ambulance took me to TMH, where they let me bleed out on a hospital bed for hours. I kid you not, by the time a nurse finally came to assess the situation, my arm was literally dried and crusty, full of dried up, crusty ass blood. It was disgusting. She checked my arm out, and then she just wrapped me up in this huge, oversized bandage. She didn't clean off the dry blood. She didn't clean off any of the blood. She didn't disinfect it, none of that. I had to do that shit myself when I got back. She basically wrapped me up in a bandage and sent me home, something that I could have fucking done myself. And then they had the audacity to send me a $1,200 bill in the mail. $1,200 for what? So I could bleed out on a hospital bed, and then you can give me a bandage that I could have wrapped up at home by myself, and I did a better job cleaning it and disinfecting it and peeling off the dry blood myself than your fucking hospital? To this day, I still haven't paid that bill, because, I might as well leave my front door unlocked and let you cunts just walk in and take all the shit you want. That is ridiculous, and it absolutely should be illegal for them to do that. Like, that right there is literally a scam. Listen, there's two types, this is what I've learned, there's two types of rich people in the world. There are people who get rich because they work hard and they focus on their goals and they focus on their ambition and they have a no bullshit mentality. And then there are bullshitters who get rich because they steal from the poor, they scam the poor, they trap them in a rat race. So they send me a $1,200 bill for a fucking Band-Aid that I could have bought for $2 at a CVS pharmacy. No, thank you. I'm gonna keep those $1,200 in my pocket. You want those $1,200? Y'all are gonna have to come to my house, smash the window, and pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Which you'll never do anything because y'all are fucking lazy, which is why I was bleeding out for hours. God forbid I got shot, I would have been fucking dead by now. So now, the Venezuelans are happy because Trump captured their dictator. Trump is basically a national hero at this point. He's basically Superman. Venezuelans are happy, the Americans are happy. Now, first I was wondering, I was like, why the fuck? Like, I get that Maduro is a bad guy, but why did Trump go out of his way to kidnap him? Like, it's not really our business. And see, I'm the kind of person where if a situation doesn't directly affect me, I kind of stay out of it. Like, I could literally witness a bitch getting robbed across the street from me, and I'll be like, well, she probably did something to deserve it. This is her karma because she's a woman, and all women are whores, and all women are bad people, and I hate all women. I'm gonna just let her get robbed. I don't give a fuck. I could have a fucking taser or a gun in my back pocket. I ain't gonna use it. Oh, but please save me. Please, I'll be your bitch. Let me ask you something. You ever play fucking Mario? Every fucking game, Princess Peach gets kidnapped again. You would think she would learn how to fucking defend herself at this point, considering she's the princess too. Who are her fucking bodyguards? She gets kidnapped by some dragon cunt who thinks he's a turtle, and then this Italian midget Mexican plumber rescues her, only for her to not even give him a kiss on the cheek. Goes back to minding her own business, fucking off. And then in the next game, she gets kidnapped again. I was like, motherfucker. See, I don't fucking like Mario. Mario's lame. He's supposed to be Italian, but he talks like a Mexican. He looks like a Mexican. He's a short midget, like an entitled Mexican brat. He doesn't even have any superpowers. He literally needs power-ups to do anything. And God forbid he gets hit one time, he loses his power-ups. You know who I like? I like Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic has built-in super speed. He could rescue Princess Peach in 2 seconds flat. without power-ups. Matter of fact, there is a DC X Sonic crossover comic where Sonic literally races the Flash and wins, and in the later issue, he literally fights the Reverse Flash and wins. He's that fast. No power-ups needed, just born with pure speed. And Sonic understands the number one rule to success is speed. You hit the pedal and go. You don't stop, you don't pound your shit, just do it. Just go. Speed. Hurry up, bitch. Sonic doesn't base his life about saving some princess who clearly wants to get kidnapped and raped anyway. His main love interest, this pink cunt, Amy Rose, she likes to follow him around and crush on him, and he is fucking annoyed by her. He literally avoids her, like she's all over him. Oh, Sonic, let's get married. Oh, Sonic, give me a hug. And he's all like, fuck off, bitch, I got a world to save. And it's not even about saving the world. He just likes to fight people. He's trying to fight Eggman and fight Shadow and fight Metal Sonic. Like, he is a hero. He is doing it because he wants to save the world. But he's more so doing it because he just wants to conquer his enemies. No bitches, no fame, no, oh, I need to be the hero, I need people to love me. Nah, he just likes fighting people, dude. Sonic the Hedgehog is a real nigger. But yeah, back to the whole Venezuela thing, I was like, why the fuck is Trump getting involved in Venezuela? Like, I'm not opposed to it at all. I really don't give a fuck. Honestly, the headlines are very entertaining. But I was like, why the fuck are we getting involved with Venezuela? And then I realized it was because Venezuela keeps sending drug traffickers to our country, and Venezuela keeps hoarding oil, which now that we have the oil, gas prices have dropped significantly for the first time in years. And these liberal bitches are still complaining, Trump's a dictator, Trump's a dictator, no kings, no kings. We haven't had a king since 1776. Hey, conservatives, shut the fuck up. No kings, no kings. Trump's a dictator. Trump gets rid of an actual dictator. No, Trump got rid of the dictator. Oh my God, whatever will we do? Meanwhile, the Venezuelans are over here fucking celebrating. Like, the Democrats are really still wondering why they lost the fucking election. Why they are still so illiterate in today's day and age. Like, even Biden and Kamala both spoke against Venezuela and said something needed to be done about it. But now that Trump has done something about it, now they're suddenly taking their word back on everything they said about Venezuela. Now, I'm not saying that the Republican Party is perfect. There are plenty of Republicans that I don't like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. But the Republican Party is better at hiding our shit. We're better at hiding our flaws. Whereas the liberals are like, oh, here's all our flaws. Here's a whole book of flaws. Here we are. We're flawed. We're hypocritical. We're cunts. We're so flawed. It's unbelievable how we're even still breathing. I look at these people. I'm like, genuinely, how have you not died from a lack of brain cells? Genuinely, how are y'all not dropping dead all over the streets? The fictional coronavirus killed more people than liberal logic somehow. Speaking of liberal logic, and this is going to be my final topic for today's episode, this lady that just got shot and killed by an ICE agent, by the way, 100% deserved. So basically, there was a lady being detained by ICE, which ICE are basically police but for immigrants. Let me clarify that ICE is a legal organization. They are they are hired to enforce the law. This lady was being detained, and instead of getting out of the car like she was told to do, she attempted to kill an ICE agent by running him over. In self-defense, he shot her, and she died from that bullet wound. Now the liberals are rioting, the liberals are complaining, oh my god, he killed an ICE agent, ICE people are monsters. Well, if she would have got out of the fucking car, or better yet, if she would have minded her fucking business, because I don't think she was even an immigrant. I think she was just one of these liberal protesters talking against immigration. But if she would have just cooperated, or if she would have just minded her own fucking business, she would quite literally be alive today. And these liberals are complaining, she was a mother. She's got kids at home. Okay, well, so did Charlie Kirk, but y'all were cheering in the streets when he got shot. Like, y'all, like, here's the thing. She was actually doing something wrong. She was literally in the process of attempting to murder someone with her car. Charlie Kirk was simply on a college campus with permission from that campus, talking about his opinions, which is our First Amendment right. People chose to watch it on TV. People chose to show up and watch him. People chose to show up and debate him. And they shot him for it. This lady had every right to get shot because she was literally trying to kill someone in the moment that she got shot. That's like if someone broke into your house, right? If someone broke into your house and tried to stab you, and then you shot them in self-defense, and then people started rioting the streets, oh my god, you killed a man, you killed a man. What? He broke into my home, he tried to fucking stab me. The fuck are you rioting for? And this is where I'm different from other conservatives. Other conservatives are saying, yes, that woman didn't deserve to get shot. Yes, that woman, it's very sad that she died. All humans' lives matter. You know, it's justified self-defense, but at the same time, we are sad that she died. I'm not. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not feel an ounce of sympathy for that lady or her family. That woman deserved to die, and so does every other immigrant cunt that has entered this country ever. Matter of fact, while you're at it, kill all Hispanics. Hispanics are disgusting. They are the second filth of the earth, the primary ones being Indians. I can't fucking stand Hispanic cunts. Their Spanish language sucks. Their food is trash. They're fucking ugly. What's up with their skin color? It's like they couldn't decide between black or white, so they decided to go in between. Like, what did your genes half-ass the job while your parents were having sex? Half of y'all are fucking fat because you can't stop fucking eating. And then on top of being ugly thunder cunts, you come into our country and you steal our healthcare and you steal our jobs. And then you get the liberals to whine about you guys when Trump sends y'all back to your country, even though y'all are over here killing people left and right and raping women and children. For the record, in other countries, if you step foot without authorized permission from the government, if you become an immigrant of another country, they'll execute you on a spot. There is no, oh, let's kidnap him and send him back to his country. Oh, let's take him to jail. Let's give him a fair trial. Let's give him a judge and jury. No, they'll just shoot you on the spot. They'll just behead your ass. Like, y'all need to stop whining for real. Like, Maduro's not dead. He's in a prison cell. If Russia fucking kidnapped Maduro, they would have killed him on the spot. They wouldn't have even gone through the effort of kidnapping him. They would have just bombed the entire country, and they would have killed him on the spot, and then they would have gone home. Or they would have taken over Venezuela themselves, and they would have become dictators. Russia has a long history of dictatorship throughout history. Like, y'all need to stop being crybabies for real. Like, y'all are killing the trees. Like, y'all, these liberal cunts want to whine about, oh, you're harming the environment. Y'all are harming the environment because y'all cry so much. Y'all are using up all the tissue. Pretty soon there's going to be a tissue shortage, and more trees are going to get cut down to make more tissue so you liberal cunts can keep crying about bullshit. So yeah, fuck the Hispanics. Hispanics are useless. Their women are trash. They're fucking disgusting creatures. They don't deserve to live. Especially not a woman who's defending them and trying to actively kill a law enforcement officer. She 100% deserved to die. And I'm not gonna come on here and say, oh, well, I'm a good person and, you know, I gotta make myself look good for the sake of conservatism. And, you know, she didn't deserve to die. But Bitch, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm the bad guy. Everyone thinks I'm the bad guy already. That woman 100% deserved to die, and I hope several more like her also die. And I hope all immigrants die. And I honestly wish ICE would start killing these immigrants instead of simply sending them back to their stupid country, because these immigrants, for the most part, are Hispanic, and Hispanics do not deserve to live. For the record, I'm half Hispanic. Well, that wraps up today's episode. Thanks for listening, and this is the Adonis Podcast.